Bowser Jr. is one of the new characters who will appear in Super Mario Galaxy the movie, but have you noticed that even in the games, he has always been a very mysterious character? Mother. There are many unanswered questions about Bowser Jr., and one of them is, who is his mother? We all know that his father is Bowser, king of the Koopas and Mario's archenemy, but we have never received a clear answer about who his mother is. In the game Super Mario Sunshine, it is shown that Bowser told the boy that his mother was none other than Princess Peach, but that was nothing more than a lie told by Bowser. In other words, Bowser Jr. has absolutely no idea who his mother is because his father prefers to lie about her identity rather than tell the truth. This also suggests that the Prince of the Koopas has been raised only by Bowser his entire life, since he does not remember his real mother. Looking at it this way, it really seems like Bowser does not like to remember the true mother of his son. Perhaps she passed away during Bowser Jr.'s birth or shortly after he was born, a tragedy in the Bowser family's life that Nintendo decided to keep hidden. We still do not know whether the movie will touch on this mystery. Since it takes place in a different timeline from the games, anything could change. Maybe it will be confirmed that Bowser Jr.'s real mother is still alive, and in that case, she might even appear in the film. For now, all we can do is investigate the hidden truth you need to know about Bowser Jr. And for you who made it this far, we have a special invitation. Click the join button down below and become part of our exclusive group of subscribers. We have 3 plans for you to choose from. You can become a Wave Fund member and use our badges on your profile and special emojis in the channel's video comments. Or you can become a Wave Plus member and get early access to our videos and priority replies in the comments. But if you want access to our exclusive members-only videos and polls, you can become a Wave Max member. Starting at $2.99, you can become the newest member of Cinewave. Click now and get even closer to us. Siblings. There are many mysteries surrounding Bowser Jr.'s relatives. Besides the question about his mother, there is also another issue involving his siblings. After all, does he have brothers and sisters or not? If we look at the Super Mario games, the answer, as strange as it may sound, is yes and no. It might sound confusing, but you will understand what we mean. Even before Bowser Jr. was introduced in Super Mario Sunshine, Bowser already had 7 other children, the Koopalings. They work for Bowser himself and serve as bosses in several games. So, counting Bowser Jr., the king of the Koopas would have 8 children, right? Actually, this is where the no part of our yes and no comes in. For a long time, the Koopalings were treated as Bowser's children and Bowser Jr.'s siblings, but that changed in 2012. That year, Shigeru Miyamoto, the creator of Super Mario, revealed that the Koopalings are no longer considered Bowser's children. Instead, they are now treated simply as servants of the villain, which makes Bowser Jr. an only child. Quite a radical change, right? None of the Koopalings appeared in the Super Mario Bros. Movie, and so far they have also not been seen in the promotional videos for Super Mario Galaxy the movie. Could they be saved for a future film appearance? Will they remain just servants, or will they be adapted as Bowser Jr.'s siblings? Magic paintbrush. One of the things about Bowser Jr. that caught the most attention in the trailers for Super Mario Galaxy the movie is that he is using the magic paintbrush, which can use paint to create monsters, weapons, and even incredible transformations. But many people have been wondering where this paintbrush comes from and why it is so powerful. In the games, it is a creation of Professor E. Gadd, a scientist who plays a major role in the Luigi's Mansion games, and there are clues suggesting that he may also be the creator of the brush in the movie timeline, which we will talk about shortly. However, this origin could easily be changed to make it, for example, something that Kamek created using his magic. So, do you also like Bowser's son? If you do, how about leaving a comment below with hashtag Bowser Jr.? Childhood. Bowser Jr.'s personality draws a lot of attention, and it's hard to watch him doing all these evil things without wondering what his childhood was like. I mean, he is still living through his childhood, but what were his earliest years like? Before he became a villain just like his own father. Some people theorize that Bowser Jr. is evil because he didn't have a good life. He is destined to become the next king of the Koopas and must carry on his father's legacy of villainy. That's a heavy burden to bear. It's possible that instead of playing like other kids, Bowser Jr. was forced to train and learn how to be evil. All the wicked things Bowser Jr. has been doing might simply be his way of proving that he is capable. However, many others believe the opposite. Perhaps because he grew up as a prince who constantly hears that he is destined to become a powerful and villainous ruler, Bowser Jr. learned not to respect anyone and to commit all kinds of mischief and evil acts. In that case, he simply enjoys doing it and loves being the Prince of the Koopas. Intelligence. Have you noticed how high Bowser Jr.'s intellect is for someone so young? In fact, he seems to be even more intelligent than his own father, and that's not an exaggeration. Bowser couldn't even manage to attack the Mushroom Kingdom in the 2023 movie. Meanwhile, his son came up with a plan to acquire high-tech weaponry, kidnap Peach's entire castle, and rescue his father. And from what it looks like, he is going to succeed in doing all of those things. While Bowser is driven by rage and passion, Bowser Jr. is far more intelligent and relies on logic to win. How is he so smart? We don't know, but when Bowser Jr. grows up, it's possible that he could become a much greater threat than his father. Bowser Jr.'s intelligence has been evident since the games. Remember how Bowser lied about Peach being his son's mother in Super Mario Sunshine? Well, Bowser Jr. later revealed to his father that he already knew he had been lying. Talk about a clever little kid. Villain. Speaking of that, there is a detail about Bowser Jr. that could change everything in the story of Super Mario Galaxy the movie. We know that he will free his father from prison and is trying hard to make everyone fear their family again. But how far will his role in this movie go? Will he simply be Bowser's son who breaks him out? Or could the little guy end up stealing the role of main villain from his own father? This is something fans started thinking about because of one of the first scenes shown from the movie, where Bowser is seen living a peaceful life in his prison. He started painting, taking care of plants, and even became friends with Luigi. It looked like Bowser was rehabilitating himself, at least until his son showed up and freed him. The trailers also showed that Bowser will embrace his villainous side again after being released, but how far will that really go? Because the promotional videos might be trying to mislead us. Yes, mislead us, so that we think Bowser will once again be the main antagonist, only for the King of the Koopas to end up regretting his actions in the movie and trying to stop his own army, just for Bowser Jr. to become disappointed and rise as the new King of the Koopas. It would be ironic if Bowser Jr., after learning that he must spread chaos and evil, ended up becoming even more villainous than his own father. At that moment, Bowser would not know whether he should regret leading his son down that path or feel proud that the boy respects the family legacy so much.
By subscribing, you make sure no new animation content slips by you.
Technologies. The mystery of the magic paintbrush leads us to another question that many people had while watching the trailers for Super Mario Galaxy, the movie. Where do all these technologies that Bowser Jr. is using come from? Besides the magic paintbrush, we saw him piloting a giant robot, as well as a massive spaceship that will rip Peach's castle out of the ground and carry it all the way into space. Remember when we mentioned that there were several clues suggesting Bowser Jr.'s paintbrush might have been created by Professor Egad? We weren't kidding. We saw a chair identical to the classic chair used by Egad in the scene where Bowser Jr. fights Rosalina inside a laboratory. We also saw that inside the robot used by Bowser Jr. and Kamek, there is a pilot seat that looks very similar to it as well. In other words, it seems that all these technologies used by Bowser's son were built by Professor Egad. But how did Bowser Jr. gain access to all of this? It's hard to believe that Egad willingly handed everything over to the Prince of the Koopas, especially since the scientist isn't an evil guy, just a little eccentric. Of course, the movie could easily change Egad's personality and turn him into a villain. However, there is also a strong chance that Bowser Jr. simply stole all of these weapons. It's also possible that he kidnapped the scientist and forced him to build all of this. If that's the case, kidnapping people is clearly something that runs in the Bowser family's blood, and that's terrible. But they are villains and they aren't trying to hide it. Bowser. Bowser Jr.'s relationship with his father also raises a lot of questions. Do they truly love each other? Is Bowser a good father, or is he so focused on kidnapping Peach that he doesn't care about his own son? We still can't be completely sure based on what we know about the movie version of Bowser Jr., but the games give us an answer, and the answer is that, surprisingly enough, the two Bowsers really do love each other. Even though he is very busy with his villainous hobbies, Bowser still makes an effort to spend time playing with the young one. Bowser Jr. is much closer to being a spoiled child than anything else. In the Illumination movies, even though we still don't have a definitive answer, it seems like that will also be the case. Bowser Jr. invades Peach's castle specifically to rescue his father, and he seems very excited about the idea of making everyone fear the Bowser family again. We even see a statue of Bowser holding his son in a very, very adorable way. Of course, we shouldn't forget that Bowser is teaching his son to become an authoritarian tyrant and encouraging him to fight deadly battles even though he's still a child, which is far from ideal. But aside from those supervillain habits, he actually seems like a great father, both in the game games and in the movies. Age. Bowser Jr.'s age is also a mystery for many people. It's clear that he is very young. His mischievous personality is identical to that of a bratty child, not to mention that he is much smaller than Bowser, and his bandana looks far more like a baby bib than anything else. In the games, it has been confirmed that Bowser Jr. is 13 years old, which is a bit older than some people expected, but this remains a mystery when it comes to the movie version of Bowser Jr. Perhaps, since this is only the second Mario movie, this version of the Prince of the Koopas might be slightly younger. To keep it going, we've left 2 videos that are totally your style. Pick one and keep watching with us. Thanks, and see you next time.